Before you download another AI app or press continue with Apple, continue with Google, or continue with TikTok, listen to me for a minute. First, let me say this clearly. I love these apps. I use them every day. I recommend many of them. They have allowed me to create music, avatars, videos, translations, and entire worlds I could not have created this way before. These apps are amazing. They are also still learning, just like we are. And there are a few things you need to understand before one innocent little login button creates a completely different version of you inside the same app. This is before you press continue. You are on your phone. You see an app everybody is talking about, and you think, oh my gosh, let me try this. So you download it. Maybe it connects through Apple, maybe through Google, maybe through TikTok, Facebook, your phone number, or whatever button is sitting there. And you are not thinking, wait, let me create an account management strategy before I try this app. Be serious. You just want to make the thing. So you press continue, and that one little choice may decide where your subscription, your credits, and your projects live from that point forward. Then later, you open that same app on your computer. Now it asks for an email address. So you enter the email you normally use. Congratulations. You may have just created another version of yourself. Same person, same name, same phone. But according to the app, you two have never met. One account may have your subscription. Another may have your projects. Another may have your credits. And one is sitting there smiling at you like, welcome, new customer. New customer? I have been paying you for a year. And I am not going to lie to you. The beginning can get expensive. You may pay for extra credits while testing. You may discover that the feature you actually need is on the next plan. You may rebuild an avatar, retrain a voice, or regenerate a video several times before the system finally understands what you want. But that does not always mean you will keep spending at that same level forever. Once your avatar is trained, your voice is working, your prompts are stronger, your accounts are organized, and your workflow becomes repeatable, things can begin moving faster and costing less. The expensive part is often the learning, testing, and building stage. That is exactly why I am documenting mine. I am sharing the mistakes, the glitches, the duplicate accounts, the subscriptions, the translations, the strange voices, and the days when I wanted to throw the whole computer away. Not because I want you to avoid these apps. I want you to use them better. I want the companies building them to understand where real people get stuck. And I want you to know what to record, what to connect, what to check, and what not to assume before you build years of work inside one of these systems. That is the whole reason I am doing this. Let me give you a real example. My TikTok account was connected to an older CapCut account. I deleted that CapCut account. I removed everything. I started again using the account I actually wanted. More than a year later, TikTok still appears connected to the old account that no longer exists. I cannot simply disconnect it and attach the correct one. The account is gone. But somehow the connection is still alive. It is like a digital relationship that refuses to accept the breakup. And yes, that sounds funny. Until your audience, your work, and your business are attached to it. Then I translated a video into Spanish. The translation changed the way I referred to myself and made me sound like a man. I could see the incorrect word right there on the screen. So naturally, I thought, fine, I will just click it and fix it. No, I searched through menus, I opened tools, I tried correction mode, I tried write mode, I clicked the word, I clicked around the word. At one point, I probably clicked everything except the building. Then I discovered that correcting the translated text required access to a different feature or plan. The app could create the translation, but fixing that one word was not as simple as I expected. And that is exactly the kind of thing you need to know before you begin. Then I cloned my voice. I recorded myself carefully. I gave it excitement, humor, seriousness, frustration, and real emotion. By the end of the recording, I was almost crying because I thought, this sounds like my story. This sounds like what I am actually going through. Then the clone came back, sounding like a cartoon version of me. Yes, my voice can be high. No, I do not sound like that. So now I am learning about recording quality, voice engines, pitch, warmth, delivery, and how to direct an AI to make my own voice sound like my own voice. Think about that sentence. People love saying that AI creates things in seconds. And technically, yes, it can. But directing it can take hours. You correct the face, you correct the body, you correct the size of the head, you correct the outfit, you correct the skin tone, you correct the voice, you correct the translation, you correct the timing. And then sometimes you discover that the app that created the problem is not the same app that can fix it. That is the part people do not see. The final video may look effortless. The process was not, and after everything I have just told you, there is a reason I keep coming back. These tools have allowed me to take ideas that used to live only in my head and turn them into something real. I have created music in different languages. I have built characters and worlds. I have directed videos, designed avatars, developed stories, translated projects, and experimented with things I would have needed an entire team to attempt before. I can take one idea and explore it through music, film, fashion, education, and storytelling. That is what I love. The access, the speed, the ability to keep learning and creating without waiting for somebody else to give me permission. So when I tell you where I struggled, it is not because I stopped believing in these tools. It is because I believe in them enough to want people to understand how to use them better. And when I recommend one, I am going to tell you what it helped me create, what worked, what did not, and what I wish I had known before I started. There is another part of this that we need to talk about. More companies are placing AI between the customer and a human support person. And I understand why. AI can answer questions quickly, guide people through common problems, and help companies support more customers. But it has to do more than repeat the same help article 5 different ways. It should be able to recognize when the problem involves the wrong account, a hidden email, a subscription purchased through Apple, or 2 login methods that created separate profiles. It should be able to say, yes, I found your account. This is where the subscription is attached. And when it cannot verify that information, it should connect the customer to someone who can. Because making a person answer 15 questions, explain the entire story again, and then start over with another system is not support. That is another job. But this is also why our feedback matters. Every time we report where an account became disconnected, where a translation went wrong, where a subscription disappeared, or where an AI gave us an answer that did not match what was actually on the screen, we are giving the companies useful information. That information can help them improve the system. I wish there were an easier way for people who use these apps every day to communicate directly with the teams building them, because sometimes we are not just complaining, we are testing. We are finding the places where real people get confused. We are showing what happens outside of a perfect demonstration. And the more clearly we explain those problems, the better chance these tools have of becoming easier, smarter, and more reliable for everyone. So before you build anything important inside one of these apps, write a few things down. The exact email connected to the account. Whether you signed in through Apple, Google, Facebook, TikTok, your phone number, or directly through email. Where you purchased a subscription, which account holds your projects, when your credits renew. Whether the mobile app and desktop version are actually connected to the same account, and which login button you pressed in the beginning. Do not assume you will remember later. You will remember the song. You will remember the video. You will remember being excited. You will not remember which tiny button you pressed at 2 in the morning 6 months ago. That one little detail can matter more than you think. And while you are doing that, save your work. Save your scripts. Save your prompts. Save your recordings. Save your project names. Save your dates. Save your drafts. Save your original files. That information is your metadata. It shows what you created, when you created it, how the idea developed, and how much human direction went into the final result. Because when accounts become confusing, platforms change, or a project gets separated from the login you expected, your own records may be the clearest proof of what belongs to you. Do not wait until something goes wrong to start documenting it. Start while everything is still working. This matters because people are building real businesses inside these systems. They are storing music, videos, websites, avatars, customer information, conversations, and years of creative work inside accounts they may not fully understand. A wrong login can separate you from your work. A canceled account can still remain connected somewhere else. A subscription can be active in one system and invisible in another. A translation mistake can cost time and money to correct. Credits can disappear whether the result works or not. This is not small stuff. The technology is powerful, but the way your account is connected can matter just as much as the thing you are creating. Today, I got tired. I got frustrated. At one point, I honestly felt like I was going to cry. Then I listened to the voice recording I had made, and I thought, this sounds like my story. This sounds like what I am actually going through. I made a few mistakes while recording it. I left them there because I am doing my best to make this real. I am learning while I am building. I am making mistakes, I am correcting them, and I am documenting them so maybe the next person does not have to lose an entire day learning the same lesson. Even after all of this, I still believe in this technology. I believe it can change what ordinary people are able to create. I believe it can give someone access to music, video, design, translation, and opportunities they may never have had before. I also believe we have to be honest about what happens before the beautiful result appears. The accounts, the subscriptions, the credits, the mistakes, the lost time, the corrections, and the person behind all of it, trying to make the system understand what they are actually asking for. That part matters too. So before you press continue, slow down for a second. Know which account you are entering. Know which email is attached. Know where the subscription lives. Know where your credits are going. And save enough information that you can find your way back later. These apps can do incredible things. But the smoother your foundation is, the easier everything becomes after that. This is Before You Press Continue, a series from the Art of Directing AI. Real apps, real lessons, and everything I wish somebody had explained before I pressed the button.